Welcome everyone, ladies and gentlemen, coinaholics of all ages. Sean with Blue Ridge Silverhound is back to discuss the Monday market report for the week ending December 15th of 2019. And as we wrap up what is seemingly a very memorable 2019 for coin collectors and coin collections, we have a couple of really neat auctions I want to talk about. One absolutely amazing auction, another one, probably not the biggest that they normally do, but Stax Bowers Collector's Choice auction ended on December 11th. It's not their largest. They reserve those more toward the beginning and middle part of the year. But we're going to go ahead and take a look at a few sales that wrapped up here this past week from Stax. In addition, we're also going to take a look at some of the more prominent Legend auctions sales that recapped this past week. They hosted the Regency 35 sale straight from Lost Wages, Nevada. And a lot of great stuff. And I can't wait to get into it. And of course, we're going to also talk about some of the GreatCollections sales that happened this past week. You're going to find a lot of neat stuff closed out in a big way this week. It was a great time to be a coin collector. And if this is your first time joining, welcome. Be sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out. You never know what you're going to come across. With enough diligent searching, you could use these recapped market sales analysis pieces to kind of figure it out on your own. What's worth this, what's worth that. And that's what we love about coin collecting. It's all about the thrill of the hunt. You never know when the next big piece of treasure will be uncovered. So, as my thumbnail indicates, okay, we had a really awesome sale. Okay, of course, this is from the Stax Bowers Collector's Choice sale, and we have a regular $20 bill. And of course, it looks like a regular $20 bill to a lot of us, but this one holds a really, really unique kind of attribute, which makes this note worth a lot of money. As a matter of fact, it's sold and hammered on Stax Bowers for $5,760. So I figured we'd kick it off with this $20 bill. A couple of things you're going to notice right off the bat. Okay, it's graded by a third-party grader called Paper Money Guarantee, or PMG for short. It is a Freeburg 2097, and what the Freeburg number is it's simply a cataloging system. It's an actual classification for this note in this block, this district, and everything like that. Okay, it's also a star note. And if you haven't figured it out already, it is serial number 1. It is the first one stamped of the ML star block. And these, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter what condition they are. Low serial numbered notes of any caliber worth a lot of money. This one right here is a very fine 25. And it is by no means problem free. If you take a look at the reverse of the note, as you see here, there are teller marks. Okay, you see the splotches of ink toward the top middle of the note. Okay, this is usually a detractor when it comes to grading, and it is attributed on the slab label, as you see here. But this one right here, with the minor teller inking, okay, the lower grade, obviously this came out of circulation. It even has a little margin tear toward the top middle, if you could see that as well. But low serial number, star note, you add these two together and you have a note that typically is worth a lot of money. And it doesn't really matter what denomination you're playing with, whether you found $1, a 5, 10, 20, 50. If it has 5 leading zeros and a star, you have a note that's worth many more times than face value. They're not all going to be $5,700 pieces like this one, because this is serial number 1. But let's say if it was serial number 200, you'll be talking about a note that's worth a few $100s. Okay, so keep that in mind as you go through your currency. Okay, it is the holidays. I tend to keep more currency on me, or I go to the ATM and pull out more currency than any other time of the year. Okay, only because of the shopping and all that stuff. So the most expensive coin to come out of the Stack's Bowers Collector's Choice auction undoubtedly is this 1916D Walking Liberty half dollar. Okay, for those of you that aren't familiar with this series, especially in 16 and 17, the mint mark can either be on the obverse or the reverse. In this case, this one is an obverse mint mark. It's right underneath the date. This one is an NGC Mint State 67 Plus, and it's sold for $31,200. Probably not a piece that you would typically come across, but you never know where something like this might lie hidden. Maybe an old inheritance that was passed down to you. Coins like this, again, timeless. They're always sought after, especially, the first year type coins from every new series. Of course, this is one of the most popular designs by Adolf Lyman, and it's been carried over to a bunch of different other coin products like Silver Eagles and things of that nature. So this is a really stunning coin. Let's go ahead and jump on to the Legend Regency sale coins. Okay, we got about 5 or 6 pieces I wanted to touch on. The first one here is going to be the 1961 Franklin half dollar. Of course, this one, like I've talked and alluded to in previous videos, is one of those marquee varieties that you absolutely must look for, and that's going to be the doubled die reverse type of this coin. This is a coin, again, that I keep stressing that it is available in a proof set that is widely available. Lots of them were produced. Okay, I mean, they didn't have big mintages, but generally this is one of the more common date silver proof sets. It's a proof set that typically any other day would be about 20 bucks. So why not find a coin of this type that is worth a lot of money? Now, this one right here is a top graded coin. It's a PCGS proof 67 plus. It's also CAC certified. Surprisingly, it didn't have a cameo designation on there. But this one sold for $14,687.50 through Regency 35. The next coin that I wanted to talk about on the list is going to be this 1958 Jefferson nickel. Now, I've talked again before about a specific date range of Jefferson nickels that are extremely tough to find with full steps. This is one of those quote-unquote white whale dates that you absolutely must keep an eye out on. This one is a PCGS Mint State 66 Plus. It does have the full steps designation. And if you guys aren't familiar what that is, flip the coin around. You see the building Monticello on the reverse. And of course, there's a number of steps right in the middle. If you have 6 fully defined steps, the graders will give it full steps designation just about every time. Now, if they have little nicks and stuff, that's a different story. I've seen some questionable type of grading. This one, it's really tough because of the date. But this one right here, single finest. There's none finer. This is it. This is the finest one. Sold for $13,512.50. And it is also worth mentioning, okay, keeping in mind the market aspect of these coins, this one sold for $4,000 over the initial estimate. Usually when these coins go on sale and they kind of do the preview period, which is generally about a month or so, okay, these auction hosting sites will typically put in a kind of like an estimate range. For this coin, it was $8,500 to $9,500. So it sold for effectively, on the low end, $4,000 more than their initial estimate, which is good news. Okay, that's a kind of like this spark in the market that we're looking for. The next coin that I wanted to talk about is going to be a 1954 Franklin half dollar. Again, the theme is 50s and early 60s coins are outstanding investments for specific denominations. Franklin half dollars, probably one of the most widely collected coins of this day, whereas 15-20 years ago they were highly ignored because it was still considered to be a more pseudo-modern type piece. But this one right here is a PCGS Mint State 67 with full bell lines, so it's got the fully defined lines on the Liberty Bell. It is also a Top Pop registry coin, and this one sold for $12,337.50. Also noting that this coin sold for $3,800 more than the initial estimate that excuse me, that Legend Auctions put on this coin. That's outstanding. I love hearing about that. The next coin on the list I want to talk about is going to be a 1959 Washington quarter. Now take a look at this coin. This coin has absolutely stunning obverse coloring. Okay, this is all oxidation that happens over time. Because it affected only the front of the coin and the reverse is just blast white, this was probably a roll ender at one point. It's really hard to say, but usually that would be my guess. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus, so it's a top graded coin. And this one sold for $10,575. A generalized kind of high mintage coin with a little bit of color and a bomb grade on there, and you have a coin that sells for 5 figures. It's kind of mind-blowing if you think about it, but this truly is the market. Okay, if you're not familiar with the market, go ahead and take a look at some of the other auctions that have sold. Okay, whether it's through Heritage, Stacks, or Legends, Legend Auctions. Okay, you're going to find that a lot of these 1950s, 1960s coins sell for a lot of money. Okay, color and grade are huge drivers in determining the actual value of these coins. All right, so we have another nickel here for you. It's going to be this 1955D. Again, one of the red-headed stepchilds of the Jefferson Nickel series. 1950s get no love whatsoever when it comes to full strikes. This one, however, is tied for the finest ever graded PCGS Mint State 66 with full steps. Again, this is one of like the top white whale Jefferson Nickels on the list. It's probably a top 5, more than likely. This one sold for $9,693.75. A truly magnificent looking coin, and one in which, yeah, keep an eye out for something like this. If you have old BU rolls, you know, you never know when something like this will pop up. And it's when you least expect it. So we're going to end it off on a really nice classical piece here. Okay, this is one of my favorites. The Buffalo Nickel series, again, is what I would consider to be a very timeless design. And furthermore, it's usually a series that a lot of newer collectors get into if they wanted to shoot outside of the normal kind of like modern age of coins. Buffalo Nickels and Indian Head Cents are two of my highly recommended series to get into if you really wanted to, you know, a little bit more challenge. Of course, these are challenging series. They sell for a lot of money. You know, this 1936D that you see here is one of the most common dates ever produced of the Buffalo Nickel series. This date, along with 36 Philadelphia, 37, 37D, you're talking a few dates here in which many millions of pieces were produced. So to see a 36D, a regular business strike coin, make the list is kind of a special treat. This is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus. I mean, it is a high grade, but take a look at this coin. It also has a few warts too, a few marks here and there. This one is also CAC certified. But with it all said and done, it sold for $7,343.75. So, again, BU 1930s Buffalo Nickels are not exactly hard to find, okay? And you never know when you're going to come across one that maybe a dealer or another collector sells to you for a low estimate, okay? They're going to use a generalized, quote-unquote, BU bid or ask price to sell these coins at. It could be 25, 30, 50 bucks, all right? But if you're able to see kind of like the deeper meaning of what this coin and this date will fetch on the secondary market, if it hits a certain grade level, I mean, we're talking a ton of potential, a way of making real money, and there's a lot of people that do it. myself included. So that concludes the highlights from the Regency 35 auction. Of course, you can always go on legendauctions.com. Take a look at some of the other ones. There's a lot of classics that sold, a lot of gold. Same with Stack's Bowers. Their collector's choice auction was primarily gold driven. So you're going to find a lot of gold pieces that sold during that auction time period. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few Great Collections realized sales. There's not a whole lot. There's about 7 or 8 pieces on the list. But because of that, because of the 2 other auctions that happened this same week that ran concurrently with the Great Collections weekly sale, okay, they've dialed down on some of the premier pieces that they normally put on there. After the first of the year, you're going to see that company put out offerings in which you've never seen, okay, like they normally do. So the first one on the list I wanted to talk about is this 1969D Lincoln Memorial set. Now, this is a variety that's in the Cherry Picker's Guide. Okay, it's referred to as the no FG initial variant. All right, and what that simply means is there's going to be no FG initials at the base of the Lincoln Memorial Monument on the reverse of the coin. Okay, and this is all as a result of an abraded die, or simply an over polishing by a mint employee when they're kind of refreshing these dies to mint out another 100 or 200,000 pieces. All right, so this one right here is one that's typically searched for, okay, but not a lot of people know that it's worth quite a bit of money in higher grades. Now this one right here is only a PCGS Mint State 66 red. All right, it's not a super huge, super duper grade by any stretch. But if you were going through, say, some Mint State BU rolls of 1969Ds, they would either come out between 64 to 66 on a regular basis. So this one right here, as a PCGS 66 graded coin, sold for $433.12. That's pretty nice. It's a good kind of baseline to know as far as how valuable these coins can be at this grade level. I mean, just look at the photos. It's not what I would consider to be a fantastic graded coin, okay, by all stretches. So the next one that I wanted to talk about is going to be this 1960 Lincoln set. But this one right here has the small date variety on it. All right, this is a coin that a lot of people look for in change. As a standalone coin in circulated condition, they're worth $1 or $2. If you're able to find one, that's a little bit more minty fresh, that's a $5 to $10 coin. But did you know that coins of a higher grade and a higher caliber are worth many thousands more? Let me elaborate. This is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus full red specimen that you see here. Obviously, it's a top graded registry set component piece. All right, and this one sold for $5,175. Keep an eye out for coins such as this. You never know when a coin dealer is selling just generic BU versions of this coin. You might find one that's quite a bit cleaner than some of the other types. Okay, and that one might shoot for the stars like this example here. So we do have one more Lincoln set that I wanted to talk about, and it's going to be this 1953 Lincoln set. Okay, this one right here is a top graded PCGS Mint State 67 red. Again, a tough date for this type of grade, but we've seen an influx of newer coins entering the population reports. So this number continues to go up every day, and as a result, you're seeing kind of like a dip in prices. Okay, this one sold for $1,547.63. What I like to tell everybody when it comes to these 1950s Lincolns is to be careful. Okay, on the investment side, do not overpay for these coins, because these are going to continue to dip as more coins enter the marketplace. In addition, if you are one that likes to send these out, keep in mind that most people who are successful at obtaining these high grades are not just sending 1 to 5 coins. They're sending 30, 40, 50, 60 coins at a time, and they're just not going to be just a random lot of coins that they send out. These are coins that have been under great scrutiny, under a microscope or a very powerful magnifier, just to kind of like overall determine if this is a coin that would grade out at the highest levels. So there's a lot that goes into it. And again, it's not for the faint of heart, but the rewards are still there, even though the prices are dipping a little bit on there. All right, so we have another coin that again just kind of piggybacking off of the 1959 Washington quarter that's sold through Legend Auctions. Okay, we have a Sunset Collection provenance piece here, a 1960D. Okay, again, one of those common dates that you hear so much about, Washington quarter. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67. It is also CAC certified. It's a no-frills coin. It's just a really nice market acceptable grade. However, get this, it's sold for $5,400. Okay, that opportunity doesn't come around that often, but this coin right here certainly is a stunner. All right, so we have a few more Washington quarters. Okay, the next one that we have here is the 1954. Another, Philadelphia, really nice looking coin. Okay, it's got some pretty toning on there, which gives it some originality, which is what a lot of people like to see for their high grade specimens. This one is a PCGS Mint State 67 Plus. It is also CAC certified, and I'm happy to say that this one brought $1,800 this past week. Okay, really nice example here for you. One last Washington quarter. Okay, it's a 53D again, not a high demand coin on its own. All right, many millions of these were produced. This one, however, nice high lofty grade PCGS Mint State 67, tagged on this one, sold for $2,362.50. Again, just keep in mind, do not underestimate the power of the Washington Collector Society. They are rabid animals. They will open their wallets and probably take out a second mortgage to own a fine type piece to add to their registry set collection. That's what happened here. This is a really nice, super grade coin on an otherwise mundane, high mintage type of date. Okay, you just can't explain it any other way, but here you go. That's what we have here. And finally, we're going to go ahead and cap it off with a 1970D candy half dollar. Now, the reason why this is up on the list is, well, first of all, this is a coin that is only available straight from the mint. Okay, so you're going to find these in mint sets. These were never made for circulation. Okay, although today there have been people that have found the 1970D candy half dollar. Keep in mind, there's no Philadelphia of this date, just Denver. But these right here were only available in the mint set packaging straight from the mint. Now this one right here is not a high grade, but it's sold for a lot of money, and let me explain. It's a PCGS Mint State 65, and it has some toning. The toning is what really gives it kind of that extraordinary feel of collectability, and that's why some collector paid $815.62 for this. All right, whereas on any other date of the 40% silver series of Kennedys, it would have to be a Mint State 67 and up in order to fetch at the very least $800. All right, it's going to take quite a bit. Another thing to keep in mind, okay, the U.S. Mint was exiting this era of the silver standard at this point, so they weren't particularly careful when it came to handling these coins, these final 1970 issue candy half dollars, which by the way are 40%. All right, in spite of what you may think about mint sets and the way these coins are handled, some people think that they're white gloved right into the packaging. Oftentimes they're not. Okay, this was a date of coin right here that generally was not crafted to the highest of quality. All right, and that's why a pedestrian Mint State 65 with a little bit of color sold for $800 strong. Okay, but anyways, that's going to wrap it up for the Monday market report for the week ending December 15th of 2019. It's been a truly wonderful ride. We're coming up on the last couple weeks of 2019, and I will be there every step of the way. Okay, starting with the giveaway, the holiday giveaway that's going to be happening here in 2 days on Tuesday, the 17th. Be sure you join me as I give away over $800 worth of swag. We got a really nice Lincoln Cent collection with some high grades. We got some really nice key dates in there, an 09S, a 31S, and then some. In addition, we got a couple really nice BU Morgans that's going to be in the mix, along with some other great stuff. So if you haven't done so, go ahead and check out the video I put up a few days ago. Just go ahead and click into my channel, look at my video list. This would be a video that I put up last Tuesday. I've only put up 2 or 3 videos since then, so it should be easy to find. But just go ahead and throw in a comment. Tell me what you're thankful for in 2019, and that'll seal the deal and get your entry in for one of these great prizes. So I want to thank you guys for joining in. Again, if you haven't done so already, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for instant notification. And as always, love the support, love my fans, and can't wait to give back here in a few days. It's going to be wonderful, and we have a lot of great things to talk about in the coin world. You guys take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't work so hard, and to you coinaholics, we are discovering together.